studied about the crystalline solid types. Okay, now we are going to study crystal lattices and unit cells. Okay, crystal lattices, this represents the what, the crystalline solid, only its structure, how it is. Okay, now when we talk about the structure of the solid, okay, it is represented by what? Lattice structure. Okay, actually from the beginning, from the junior classes only, you are studying that solid has got definite shape, okay, definite volume, okay, all these properties which solids are having, okay, वो कैसे है उसमें, we are going to study how the properties are coming and how it is there, okay, and how it is arranged. Okay, actually what happens in this solid state, they have got what? Three-dimensional structure. Okay, so three-dimensional structure they have got. Then how many three-dimensional structure? Only 14 possible three-dimensional lattices have been seen, which are different. A rest of there is no, only 14 possible lattices are there, and those lattices are known as Bravais lattices. Okay, about the figures of the Bravais lattices, it is clearly given in the NCERT book. Okay, now when we are representing a whole lattice structure of the solid, okay, you will see that there are points. What are these points actually? These points are the lattice points or the lattice sites where what are arranged. What are these? These are atoms, molecules or ions. Okay, so when these are present and when we join it with straight line, what happened? It gives it a shape. As a result, it gives what? The geometry of the lattice. Okay, so now this is the whole lattice structure. From this whole lattice structure, I am going to take out a small portion of it, and that is known as what? Unit cell. Okay, and this unit cell, if we are explaining this unit cell is the smallest portion of a crystal lattice. Okay, now how this is arranged in the crystal lattice? Okay, it is repeatedly arranged one after another. Okay, it is not that one place it is present, another it is vacant. It is repeatedly arranged in the what? The lattice, and it is in the different directions. Okay, whole lattice. Okay, you can see over here a small unit cell. Okay, A, B, C, D, isn't it? You can see here this angles are represented. This is the what? A, this is B, this is C, isn't it? And here these A and B are the sides. Okay, and this C is the height. Here you can see the angles between them. Okay, this is between A and here you can see this along A, it is representing what? Along A and B it is representing gamma. Okay, B and C it is representing alpha. Okay, and here it is representing between A and C, it is representing what? The beta. So you can see the repetition in the different direction of the whole what? Entire lattice. Okay, now these, I said to you, these are the angles and these are the sides, and it is so this unit cell is characterized by all the 6 parameters, that is the sides as well as the what? The angles formed between them. So what are the sides? A, B and C. What are the angles? Alpha, beta and gamma. Okay, so all this characterize this unit cell. Okay, now this unit cell, if we are saying in a broad form, okay, it is classified into what? A primitive unit cell and a centered unit cell. So here the basic thing is, basic idea of the lattice you have got. We are going to study this, how these lattices, how these unit cells are arranged in the lattices to give the different structures. Now unit cells, I said to you right now, smallest portion of that what? Lattice. Okay, so this unit cell, I said to you, it is a broadly of two types, primitive unit cell and centered unit cell. Okay, so first let us start with the primitive unit cell. Okay, here you can see primitive means what? Old, most simple one, isn't it? It is primitive, so it will be a simple one, the structure will not be a complex one. Okay, so here you can see what? The particles, okay, like what? the atoms, molecules or ions, they are arranged at the corners of the cube, isn't it? Now, here in centered unit cell, we see what? Along with the primitive unit cell, okay, there is one more what? Atom present, okay, and that is present in the center. So here it is known as what? Body centered unit cell, first one, okay. In this you will see the particles, okay, atoms, molecules or ions, okay, arranged at the corners plus the body center. Okay, centered unit cell will consist of the primitive cell. Along with the primitive cell, okay, it will consist of other atoms also. Okay. Now, coming to the next, face centered unit cell. As the name is suggesting, face it means which you can see it, isn't it? All the faces, all the planes. Okay. So in this face centered unit cell, the particles, all the particles at the corner, as in what? This primitive unit cell, okay, plus where it is present, each face of the cube. So how many faces are there in the cube? You can see over here, okay, it is how much? 6, isn't it? So all on the 6 faces atoms will be present, okay. Now, coming to the end centered unit cell. As the name suggests, end, it means what? Either above or below, isn't it? Of one side or the other, okay. So end-centered unit cell, the particles like atoms, molecules and ions are present at the corners, as well as it is present at any 2 opposite sides of the face. It can be here, it can be here also if it is like this, okay. It means end to end it is present. Actually here another lattice will join, it will be sharing this atom. Okay. Now, let us study about the number of atoms in the unit cell. Okay. How many number of atoms will be present in the different types of unit cells. Okay. So, first is what? The primitive unit cell. We are seeing how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 8 atoms, molecules or ions present over here. But does this primitive unit cell has these many 8 atoms in it? No. Why? Because this unit cell shares with the different other unit cells also in the lattice structure. Okay. So what happens in this? All are sharing with different lattice. Okay. Suppose this is sharing with another, this is with another, this is with another, this is with another. Okay. Here also one, here also one. Okay. Here also. So what happens? So now actually this atom is sharing how much? Only one portion of it, isn't it? And if there are 8 atoms and in another different lattices, unit cells, it is combining to form the lattice. Actually, so what happened? Only one portion of this will be only present, isn't it? Of that, because it is joined to other 8 unit cells. Okay. So here it will become what? 1 upon 8. Okay. And how many atoms are present over here? That is 8. So how many atoms will be there? So 1 upon 8 into 8, that becomes what? 1 atom. So if we are seeing only this portions of this, okay, so how much it will be present? Only of 1 atom will be present, okay, because this, if you see, this is joined to another lattices. What happened? If you want to take out how we have done it, okay, so what will happen? You can divide it in the portion it is joining with the other unit cells, only having 1/8 portion of it for in the unit cell, okay, in that particular unit cell. And so 1/8 into what? We are taking out how many atoms does it consist? So what happened? You simplify it, you will get only 1 atom. So a primitive cell consists of 1 atom only. Okay. Now, coming to body centered unit cell. Okay. In the body centered unit cell, I said to you 1 atom is present at the center. Okay. So what happens? Primitive unit cell you have taken out. How many atoms does it have? 1. How? I have explained you in this only. Okay. So 1 for primitive unit cell. Okay. And 1 whole atom is in the body centered unit cell. So we will be adding this because this is not being shared with any other, okay, atoms. Okay. So what happens? In this 1, plus 1, it becomes how many? 2 atoms. Okay, beta. Now next, face centered unit cell. Okay, I said to you here, what is there? In all the faces, okay, the atoms are present. Okay, so number of faces, this is having how many? 6. Okay, so but does it will have all these 6 atoms for itself? No, because these faces will also be shared by other unit cells. Okay, and as the result, what will happen? Half portion will remain for this primitive unit cell and rest will go for the other with it is joining. So if we are talking about, and it is consisting of what? The primitive unit cells also, and primitive unit cell, how much it will consist? That is also what? 1, isn't it? Here we have calculated earlier, here only 1, okay, and when we are talking about the face centered, there are 6, but it is sharing with the other faces also. So only half of the atom will be represented in this face centered only. So what will happen? You will have to simplify it. So only half it is and 6 sides are there. So when you simplify it, you get what? 3. So 3 atoms plus 1. The primitive cell which is having the structure of the primitive cell is having. So it becomes 1 plus 3. So it becomes how many? 4 atoms. Okay. So here you can see that they share half of the entire of the sphere. Here also, here also, here also. All the 6 sides. And so it consists only of that atom consists only of the half portion of the atom. In case of what? The face centered unit cell. So now we are going to study what? The closed packed structure. How these are arranged actually, okay, in the solids. Okay, we are saying that solids are having what? 3-dimensional structure. So forming a 3-dimensional structure, how these atoms are arranged. Okay, now solid, if you are seeing, these solids are nothing but the particles, okay, and they are closely packed, and if they are so closely packed, so minimum amount of space will be there in between the atoms, isn't it? So here when we are going to study about this closed packed structure, okay, then this closed packed structure is of 3D structure. So what happened? It will be formed in 3 steps. So first step is the closed packing in 1-dimensional step. Okay, second is in the 2-dimensional, okay, and the third is what? In the 3-dimension. Okay, so first dimension close packing we are going to study first. Okay, so in this, just the atoms are arranged in one plane, and this is the simplest one. Okay, here you can see this atom, okay, it is sharing with what? 2 other atoms, isn't it? And so here the coordination number becomes 2. Okay, so what is the coordination number? Coordination number is how many atoms atom is surrounded with, okay, or it is touching how many atoms, okay. So that is the coordination number. So for the one-dimensional study, what happens? We see in this one atom, okay, is in touch with 2 other atoms. 2 neighboring atoms are what? Touching this atom. So the coordination number becomes how much? 2. Okay, like this, if you want to take this atom also, here also, how many it will be? 2. Okay, now next step, second step, that is the 2-dimensional structure. Okay, so close packing in 2 dimension. Okay, in this nothing is there. What we have studied in the 1-dimension structure, you are seeing that it is arranged in layers. Okay, then pick up one of the atom in this. Okay, I have picked up this. Okay, now we can see what? It is touching 4 other atoms, isn't it? So coordination number becomes how much? 4. And if it becomes 4, it is known as what? Square close packing. Okay. Now this is also of the 2D structure only. Okay. In this, what happened? Here we have arranged in the layers. Okay. But here the layering is bit different. Okay. Here you can see one layer has been arranged, and the next layer which is starting, it is starting in this area. Okay. Not from here, from here. Okay, so just the the arrangement of the atoms or the layers, just it has been shifted. Okay, so in this when we see what happens, actually the atoms are same only, but only what has happened here, we have arranged layer after layer. Here just we have shifted one of the atoms over here in the middle section. Okay, so what happens in this? In this we see what, if I have picked up one atom over here, can pick any. Okay, so here I have picked one atom over here. How many spheres it is just touching? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it becomes what? The coordination number becomes 6. And if it becomes 6, so what will happen? It is called hexagonal close packing. Now let us study the steps 3 of the structure, the 3D close packing. Okay, 3-dimensional close packing. Okay, in this first we have studied about the 2D close packing, isn't it? Two types we have studied, in which we have got square close packing and hexagonal close packing. These will be only used to form what? The 3-dimensional structure. Okay, so now we are taking first the 2D dimensional close packing. Okay, what we are doing? We are taking this layer and above that one layer is added. Okay, now as the result, when we add it, what will happen? A box like structure will be formed. Okay, and when we are seeing about the atom, okay, and we are seeing how many atoms others it is just touching, okay, it will form what? When we make the whole geometry, what we'll get? We'll get the primitive cubic unit which we have studied, okay, earlier. Okay, so in this you saw, this is of what? The 2D of this square packing, this close packing. Okay, so in this it is a simple one, not so very complex. Okay, so but when we are taking this hexagonal close packing, okay, one layer after another, it will also form a box, isn't it? And here we will be seeing that voids will be there. Actually voids are free spaces. Here also it is present, but these voids are somehow or the other covered by the other atoms. But what happens in the hexagonal close packing, it is not covered. When we want to see, the void looks totally clear, okay, in the structure. Okay, so here this 3D close packing of hexagonal close packing also, okay, this 3D structure of hexagonal close packing also, okay, it is of two types. That is what? The placing the second layer over the first, okay, and placing the third layer over the second layer. Okay, so these will also give rise to some different structures which we will be studying in the next class, in the next video which we will be studying. Okay, now this is all for today. Good day, take care.